Thanksgiving and something that happened. And I can't remember much around the story I'm going to tell you, but one thing completely stands out to me. One year, my mom encouraged my sister and I. It was the three of us girls raised here. My sister and I and my mom. She was a single mom, and one year she said, "Girls, I want you to each write down all the things you're thankful for, and then when we go over to whosever house it was we were heading over to for Thanksgiving, we were going to read them out." Now, to some that might seem like quite a simple little thing to do, write down on paper what you're thankful for. For me, it was a challenge because I wasn't very good in school. I wasn't very self-motivated. To sit down and do something which seemed like homework just wasn't going to happen. But somehow, my mom had just encouraged us so much, and we got so excited about it, it just seemed to flow from me onto the paper. And I had written all these things I was so thankful for, and couldn't wait for Thanksgiving afternoon when we each got to take our turn and share it. Well, in America, if you're a churchgoer, you usually go to church first thing Thanksgiving morning, similar to how you would over here at Christmas morning. And an hour-long service, you'd give thanks, hang out with people, and then go on your way. Well, for us, this particular Thanksgiving, we were heading to church, and we were going to go out for a brunch, breakfast, and then we were going to head to some friend's house and celebrate together and read out our stories. My sister and I were beside ourselves. We were eating breakfast in this restaurant. We just were counting down to do this thing that was, for us, a really exciting thing. We leave the restaurant. We head out to the parking lot to get to our car. And upon arriving at the car, we realized it had been broken into. And immediately we were a little bit scared. My mom was, "Oh no, what's happened? I'm not going to be able to call anybody out. It's Thanksgiving, it's a holiday." We get in the car, we look around, we notice some cassette tapes. Somebody know what those are? Those square metal, no, not metal, I don't even know what they are. Plastic things. A few of those were missing. And we couldn't find very much else that was actually missing. And then all of a sudden, it kind of dawned on all of us at the same time that my mom's Bible was missing. And it was one of these kind of leather with a little snap case, and it kind of looked like maybe it could have been a purse or a wallet, which is what we think happened. Was they probably thought, "Oh, there's money or something inside," and they just grabbed it and ran. Well, what was inside the Bible? These 3 bits of paper we had all worked so hard on, and we're so excited to read. So my sister and I, being young, we started to cry because we had put all of our effort and energy. And yet, something really, really special and memorable happened. And this is what I remember about this Thanksgiving, and it's one of the only ones that stands out to me, was that as Elena and I were crying, my mom said, "Girls, do you know what? Hang on. Let's all get in the car." We all got in the car, and she said, "Do you know what's just happened?" And you could hear in her voice there was a spin on this, what seemed like an upsetting situation. She said, "Somebody's stolen my Bible." They thought they were going to get something, worth a lot of money. They had no idea what they took. They took something so special, and they took your letters. Do you know what that means, girls? No. You're going to read it. God must have a plan for those people's life. We thought we were writing those for ourselves, but guess what, girls? We were writing those for somebody else today. And all of a sudden, the situation which seemed upsetting, and it's invasive. If you've ever had anything stolen, it's a little bit scary, no matter how small or large it is. It just feels uncomfortable. And immediately, my mom was able to turn the situation around into one of the most memorable Thanksgiving days and a real blessing. And it got me thinking about the things that we are thankful for in life. And I was thinking about the word Thanksgiving. And you can break that word up into 2 words, thanks and giving. And the funny thing is about having a thankful heart is it means so much more if you're giving something as well. So being thankful in your heart is something that is an excellent thing to strive towards. But what I feel challenged about is when I have a thankful heart, to make that thing an even greater thing to give along with it. So I'm either giving praise to God or I'm giving thanks to somebody else. I'm encouraging, I'm giving my time, I'm giving something. And it becomes this powerful thing of thanksgiving in our life. And I just felt like God was encouraging us as a church. As we've been talking in leadership team, we think we'd really like to do this once a year and make it something we celebrate as a church. But a time that we set aside, we're saying, God, we're going to give thanks in any way we can. Obviously, we're approaching Christmas, and it's a time that can become quite greedy and fast-moving and easy to forget the point. And it's a time that it's very easy to forget about how much we love and care about people. And I think this is the most powerful way to start out a season that can become filled with greed. But start it out by saying, God, we're going to put you first in everything we do. Just the last bit of this, just to bring it back a little bit to that story. You know, one of the most things, I was thinking hard about this, one of the most things I was thankful for. And I really hope this comes across okay. But I got to be honest with you, I was sitting there and I was saying, God, what is it? It just fills my heart with gratitude towards you. And I'm going to tell you what it is, and I'll just ask you to bear with me, okay? But the things that came flooding back to me were things like this silly story of our prayers being stolen. About times when people have really hurt me, yet God pulled me through, and I felt a stronger person afterwards. Difficult things growing up, it kind of came flooding to my head, and yet I'm able to stand today on the other side of that. And here's the thing that I'm most thankful for, and again, just take it as you will, and I hope you hear my heart. I found myself saying, God, thank you that I have found myself on the other side of pain. And I just feel like tonight, as we go into worship in a minute, I want us to give God the glory for all the things in our life that we are on the other side of.